Have you ever noticed that the more you speak, the less people actually hear you? Have you ever walked away from a conversation, heart racing, mouth dry, and thought, "Why did I say that?" Have you ever watched someone you love go quiet, not because they had nothing to say, but because they had given up trying to say it to you? If your words have ever felt like a weapon you couldn't put down, then this story is for you. Because sometimes the most powerful thing a person can do is nothing at all. Before we begin, I want to ask you something personal. When was the last time you sat in complete silence for more than 10 minutes? Not scrolling, not sleeping, just still. Drop a comment below. And if this kind of story moves you, subscribe. We're building something here, one tale at a time. Letter. The story started. In a loud, restless town where everyone was fighting to be heard, there lived a young man named Leo. Leo was clever. He was funny. He had a laugh that could fill a room. But Leo had a habit that was slowly hollowing out his life. He couldn't stop talking. He talked to fill silence because silence made him anxious. He talked to impress his boss because underneath the confidence was a boy still desperate to prove himself. He talked over his friends' stories with his own, not out of cruelty, but because somewhere deep down he believed, "If I'm not speaking, I don't exist." For a while it worked. People called him the life of the party. They laughed at his jokes. But then slowly they stopped calling at all. His girlfriend Maya used to share everything with him, her fears, her small victories, the strange dreams she had on Sunday mornings. But after months of being interrupted mid-sentence, she learned to keep those things to herself. She would start a story, see his eyes shift, already loading his next comment, and quietly let her sentence trail away. His coworkers stopped inviting him to lunch, not out of malice, just exhaustion. Leo had an opinion on everything, and carrying that was tiring. Leo didn't notice any of this. He was too busy talking. Then came the night that changed everything. It started as a simple disagreement, the kind that every couple has. But Leo couldn't let it go. Every time Maya spoke, he countered. Every time she tried to explain how she felt, he explained why she was wrong. He wasn't trying to hurt her. He just had to have the last word. It was compulsive, like scratching at a wound. And then he said it, one sentence. Cruel, careless, said only because he was losing the argument. He didn't even mean it. It came out the way a rock slides off a cliff, quickly, irreversibly, with devastating weight. Maya didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just looked at him, and in her eyes he saw something worse than anger. He saw exhaustion. The kind that comes from trying and finally running out of tries. She picked up her bag, walked to the door, and closed it softly behind her. Leo stood in his apartment, alone. For the first time in years, there was no noise, no television, no music, no one to talk at. Just silence, and it pressed against him like a weight on his chest. He sat on the floor with his back against the couch and stared at the wall. My tongue, he thought, is a fire I keep setting in my own house. In his desperation, Leo remembered someone. At the edge of town, past the bend where the road narrowed, there lived an old man named Mr. Silas. People spoke about Silas the way they spoke about deep rivers, with a mixture of respect and mystery. He was known to be wise. But more than that, he was known for something unusual. He was a man who chose his words like a sculptor choosing stone, slowly, deliberately, only when it mattered. Leo found him in his garden, doing nothing more than watching a beetle cross a stone. Leo said, and his voice cracked slightly. "My words are destroying my life. The people I love are leaving. I say things I don't mean. I can't seem to stop." He paused. How does a man learn to control his own tongue? Silas didn't answer right away. He watched the beetle complete its journey. Then he looked at Leo the way a doctor looks at a patient, not with judgment, but with clarity. "You are not trying to control your tongue, Leo," he said quietly. "You are trying to control your fear. The talking, that's just the symptom." Leo didn't fully understand, but he listened. "Want you to try something," Silas said. "For 7 days you will be completely silent. No speaking unless there is an emergency, no texting, no social media, just silence." 7 days, Leo stared. That's impossible. People will think something is wrong with me." Silas almost smiled. "Something is asterisk wrong with you, that's why you're here." He held up 3 fingers. "Rule number 1, every time you feel the urge to speak, write down why. Not what, but why. What are you afraid will happen if you stay quiet? Rule number 2, look at people's faces when they speak to you. Not to prepare your response, just look. Listen to what they're actually saying. Rule number 3, every morning spend 1 hour completely alone with your thoughts. No distractions, just you. 7 days, Silas repeated. And then come back. Day 1 was uncomfortable in a way Leo hadn't expected. It wasn't the not speaking that was hard, it was realizing how often he wanted to. He counted 14 separate moments before noon when he almost broke. A neighbor said good morning, his mouth opened automatically. A coworker made a mistake in a meeting. His hand actually went up before he caught himself. He wrote it all down like Silas had told him. I wanted to correct him. I wanted them to notice me. I wanted to seem like I knew the answer. Pattern was uncomfortable to see in ink. Day 3, something shifted. Leo walked into his usual coffee shop. Normally, he would have complained about the wait, made a quip to the barista, filled the air with the sound of himself. Instead, he sat. He watched. He noticed the barista, a young woman he had ordered from dozens of times without ever truly seeing. She moved with quiet efficiency, but her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. She looked tired in the way that people look when they've been tired for a long time. He noticed a father in the corner, crouched down to his daughter's level, helping her zip up her jacket, saying something that made her dissolve into giggles. He noticed the old man by the window reading the same page 3 times. I've been coming here for 2 years, Leo realized, and I have never once seen any of this. Day 5 brought the moment that would stay with him forever. A coworker, a quiet, overlooked man named Daniel appeared at Leo's desk. His face was tight with stress. He began talking about a project that was falling apart, a manager who wasn't listening, his own creeping self-doubt. He talked and talked. Leo said nothing. He didn't offer solutions. He didn't redirect. He just looked at Daniel, really looked at him, and nodded. Daniel talked for 12 minutes. Then he stopped, exhaled a long breath, and rubbed the back of his neck. Thanks, Leo, he said quietly. Seriously, you're the only person in this office who actually gets it. Stared at him as he walked away. He had not said a single word. And somehow, it had been the most meaningful conversation he'd had in years. On the 7th evening, Leo sat by his window and opened his notebook. The pages were full, not of wisdom, not at first, mostly of cravings. I wanted to speak because I was afraid of being ignored. I wanted to speak because silence felt like losing. I wanted to speak because I don't know who I am when I'm not performing. But somewhere around day 4, the entries changed. I listened to Mrs. Hendricks talk about her late husband for 20 minutes today. I had no idea she was grieving. I had no idea at all. I realized I have been having the same argument with Maya for months, and I've never once let her finish a sentence. I think I talk so much because I'm afraid that if I stop, people will see there is nothing special underneath. But what if that isn't true? What if the most special thing I can offer is simply my full attention? Leo returned to Silas the next morning. He sat down without rushing to speak. Silas waited. Then gently, did the world fall apart while you were quiet? No, Leo said. His voice was steady, slower than it used to be. But I did, a little, and I think I needed to. He told Silas what he had discovered, not in a speech but in plain, honest words, that he had been so afraid of being forgotten that he had been making himself impossible to truly know. That silence hadn't made him disappear, it had made him see. There's a difference, Leo said slowly, between a man who speaks all the time and a man who has something to say. Silas nodded once. Now you understand. Leo didn't fix everything overnight. Real change rarely works that way, but he called Maya. He didn't prepare a speech, he just said, I want to listen if you're willing to talk. She was quiet for a long moment, then she said yes. At work, Leo stopped being the loudest person in the room, and paradoxically, people began to listen to him more. Because when Leo did speak, it meant something. His words had weight now because they had been chosen. His presence had gravity because it was no longer scattered in every direction. He became, slowly, the kind of person others trusted. Not because he had all the answers, but because he made people feel heard. What this story is really about this isn't a story about going mute. It's not about never speaking up or shrinking yourself down. It's about the difference between reacting and responding, between filling space and creating it, between needing to be heard and choosing to truly listen. The most powerful people in any room are rarely the loudest. They are the ones who have mastered the pause, who have learned that their attention is a gift and that they give it with intention. Silence is not weakness. It is discipline. It is the space in which wisdom lives, relationships heal, and the best version of yourself gets room to breathe. So here is the question I'll leave with you. Are you speaking to connect or to protect yourself? And what might you discover in the gaps? If you finally let the noise stop, thank you for being here. If this story moved you, pass it on to someone who needs it. Subscribe and come back. There's always another story waiting. Be patient. Be present. Keep moving forward.